Hey guys, welcome to your daily astrological horoscope for Friday, January 26th. And the moon will be transiting into Gemini. Kind of an interesting time as with everything really going on about, the changes going through Saturn, the Mercury with Pluto. It's been a lot of, kind of powerful transits going on. And now with the moon in Gemini, I feel like we can get some answers to what's been really going on, right? Change always kind of occurs, but we don't necessarily understand exactly why it's happening or why things happen the way they do. And it's really beginning to kind of, it doesn't exactly make a whole lot of sense. And usually it makes a lot of sense for me when the moon comes into Gemini. Gemini is the big aha. So you've guessed your final answer, and now we will reveal to you the answer that you were looking for. That's kind of the way that I imagine moon in Gemini. And obviously, we have all these aspects and everything, and it's like, ooh, look at that chart. That chart is disastrous. But we're going to go ahead and break it down to something that we can manage a little better here. As you might imagine, Mars is officially in Sagittarius now, so the energy is beginning to settle down some. We're not as restless as we were. We're not as kind of annoyed at the fact that we weren't doing anything. Now things are making a little more sense, Mars is saying, yo, what's up, Vesta? Hold up, let me go tag with you on this adventure thing. And Vesta's like, yeah, sure, come on, let's go. I don't mind. So the two of them will be meeting at some time in the future here, but for now, the two of them are chilling in Sag. It's great to have a little bit of Sag energy again, considering that we were kind of drained after everything decided to go to Capricorn and then Aquarius. It's like, where are all the Sages at? So we have a little bit of Sag energy, but unfortunately, as you may imagine, we have the moon on the opposite sign on the same day that Mars decides to go into Sag. What do I think about this? All right. As I said, these two are tag teaming and they're going on their little adventure, right? Vesta's going over around traveling the world to figure out whether the beliefs that she's had, whether the faith that she's been putting into things is actually true or not. And if it is, to be able to learn more about it and expand on it. With Mars here, Mars wants to take everything that it's understood it needs to be doing, it wants to be doing, and truly begin expanding on that, especially because in between these two signs, we have Jupiter sextiling Pluto. So definitely wanting to do quite a bit of expansion to the changes that we've been wanting to implement with that Uranus up there in Aries. So good stuff. But the moon is opposing all of this. It's not necessarily a nice way to start. That's like, on your mark, get set, go, and then accidentally trip. It's like, okay, that's cool. We can do that too. Just pull yourself back up and don't worry about it. You're a little behind everybody else. It's fine, but we can still make a comeback happen. And don't let no Sagittarius tell you they don't love a good comeback or redemption story. Don't you tell them that, because they will flip their shit. So, not necessarily the best start for Mars here, but it can make a nice little comeback. And sometimes that's what Mars needs, especially Mars in Sagittarius. Maybe that's what Mars in Sagittarius needs. Starts off on the wrong foot. We're not Virgo. We don't start off perfect. We are not perfection. A perfect example, if you saw my video for Thursday yesterday, if you go all the way to the end, what happened? I put the Thursday video where it's supposed to say yesterday's video instead of Wednesday's video, which would have been the yesterday's for Thursday, right? That's a Sagittarius thing. It happens all the time. We want to get things done quick, and because we're trying to get things done quick, we don't do things right. Sagittarius has a really bad habit of shooting themselves in the foot when trying to do something, because they want to hurry up and get it done so quickly that they're not paying attention to all the little mistakes that you're doing left and right. If you've ever seen any of my typing, I do a shit ton of typos. So that's a really big kind of problem with Sagittarius, and the moon is equally just displaying exactly what Mars is doing in Sagittarius. It's a big whoops, there it is, y'all, and just kind of like, all right, the mistake has been done. Now that you have been beaten down a level below everybody else, now you have the motivation of, oh hell no, I ain't gonna lose after fucking coming this far now. And you're gonna put 200% effort to want to go forward that much more. Because Sagittarius loves nothing more than a good comeback story of, no, you think that just because I'm starting off on the wrong foot that I'm not gonna go and put my 200% effort? You've just pissed off the wrong fire sign. Leo would have been like all dramatic and shit, like, oh, why is this happening to me? And going all about his shit. Aries would have been all pissed off as fuck and just like hauling ass from one side to the other. Sagittarius is like, it's game. You just done fucked up the wrong fire sign. So definitely, even though this looks like a bad thing for a Mars in Sagittarius, this is exactly what Mars in Sagittarius needs. It needs to feel like it just got kicked down a leg, so that it realizes that doing things the conventional way, the normal way, is not going to fly. They need to be pushed and motivated to start shit. And starting off like this is a good thing. And, you know, at the same time, because I did say that Moon is in Gemini, it's all about Revelations 101, right? Well, kind of interesting that as it's going into Gemini, it's going to be in conjunct Saturn over in Capricorn. So, you know, in conjuncts, again, learning a little bit about somebody else who's slightly different than you, maybe different culture, different language, different upbringing, different everything. And you're just like, man, I can't relate to this person in any way, shape, or form. Their elements are different than mine. Their modality is different than mine. They're a slow moving sign, and I go around this freaking zodiac once a month. This guy can't even come around to his same sign for the next like 40 plus years. No, excuse me, it's Saturn, 28 years. So there's a lot of differences between these two signs. I mean, Saturn rules Capricorn, the moon rules Cancer, the opposite sign. So again, very different signs. And as the moon comes into Gemini, it's really about figuring out what the fuck happened. What happened? And like, let's think about this a little bit more, right? It's in Gemini. The ruler of Gemini is Mercury. Mercury went over Saturn this transit. So what are we getting the downloads on this time? We're getting the downloads on what the fuck happened between Mercury and Saturn at the beginning of Capricorn. That's what you're going to be really figuring out and really coming into the awareness of as the moon comes into Gemini. What shifts occurred? What actually transpired between the two signs as they transited? And how is this going to help me moving forward? Because right now I feel like I just got, you know, tripped at the beginning of a relay race. And I just want to understand what the hell we just came out of as we move forward towards all this freedom and progressiveness and Canada, because we're not going to say America. What happened? What happened? What happened? That's what's really going to be going on this day. It's really figuring out the truths of what occurred and really feeling that motivational spark of, this motherfucker tried to trip me and thinks that I'm gonna lose this race because he thinks he's gonna win now that he's got a +1 up on me. Oh, hell no. So that's our starting energy for Mars. If again you haven't seen the Mars video, it's going to be at the end of the video. But really pushing forward with that energy. How can the past help you move forward? Because those who don't understand history are doomed to repeat it. And you don't want to fall into a situation in which you're going to get stuck. Now, we also passed Hump Day on Wednesday, which was their first quarter square moon. And we're now at the waxing gibbous moon. So if you want to do some rituals, definitely this is a very good time for imagining where it is you want to be, visualizing the things that you want to be able to complete by the end of this month. Really being able to not just thinking, oh, well, I want success like this, but really feeling it, you know, being able to see it, hear it, taste it, smell it, using all of your senses, literally bringing a concept to life through visualizing it, which appropriately is a very Sagittarian energy, and Mars just happens to be in there. So very good timing for our waxing gibbous as it began technically Thursday, but it's best to talk about it today since we now have the support of Mars in there to really help make that a reality as we move forward towards the full moon road, which I haven't taken a very good look at yet, but I believe our next full moon is actually going to be our lunar eclipse, which is going to be at, I believe, 11 degrees Aquarius and Leo. So we're not that far. We're about what, maybe 5 days or so ish, 6, yeah, because it's the 25th when recording this, 26 on this video, for this video. So yeah, we almost there. It's 2 signs away. It's literally 2 signs away. So road to full moon, definitely making our way towards there, figuring out what it is that occurred and how that can help us moving forward, because there's a lot of good things coming, and only those who have prepared for it will be able to reap it. Because again, our last new moon was in Capricorn, and Capricorn wants to see hard effort and dedication and really bringing in results, and those who present results are rewarded. So stick to your plans, don't falter now. There's no reason to, with the exception of Jupiter squaring those nodes, you know, hurry up and end that. But yeah, hang in there a little bit longer. Really kind of figure out what was that whole Mercury Saturn all about. And as usual, guys, thanks you all so much for watching this week's weekly astrological horoscopes that are more daily in essence. If you still haven't gotten a eclipse reading and you would like one from our good partner here, Mailinna, go ahead and check out our store, artsandmysticalservices.com/services. Links in the description below. If you've haven't caught up on Thursday's episode, go ahead and check that up on the top right. And if you've missed the Mars and Sagittarius, gives in a little bit of more information to what I'm talking about here, then definitely check that out as well. Thank you all for watching, guys. Stay safe, stay positive, and I'll catch you guys on the next cast. Peace.